Hello everyone. I just wanted to make this video of the issue that was just recently solved. So I'm gonna kind of make mention of what happened and how it was solved. So anyhow, this website sells cookies here called Cookie Munchers, and they called and said one of their items showing out of stock. And so basically, I looked into it, and they told me it was chocolate milk out of stock. See, so the first thing I had him do was go to the inventory app, which I'm pretty sure you guys are aware of, which is the inventory app in the Clover. And I said, go see if that item is showing out of stock, which, as you know, typical procedure is you go in here and see how many quantities you have. So for example, let's say I want to check coffee or something like that. I just press the pencil button and then quantity, if it's, of course, it's negative. If it's less than zero, it'll be out of stock, or if it's zero, it'll be out of stock. But when he checked his stock, he had plenty in stock, and we were trying to solve why it was showing out of stock because, like I mentioned, it was everything else was good, just chocolate milk was out of stock. So we looked everywhere else, and then I said, and then I told him about this, and I looked through my documentation here, and I asked him to check these settings if it was checked, and they were checked as well, how to track the stock. And then the next step was I said, hey, go ahead and check check if to see if the actual item was not marked out of stock. So what I mean by that is, for example, if you go in your Clover orders on your back end of your website, Smart Online Order, and then you press items, images, there's a way where you can actually mark an item out of stock. So for example, if I put my mouse over any of these items, I can say enable out of stock. And I can do this on an individual item basis, right? So as you can see, when I put my mouse over this item, you can see clearly that when I get to chocolate milk, it says disable out of stock. So what happened was somebody had actually pressed out of stock on that single chocolate milk item. So the way to solve that, we just press disable out of stock, right? So now when I press disable, now that chocolate milk that was out of stock, when I refresh the page here, it will come back in stock, okay? So in case you guys are having this issue as well, what you would do is you just enable it in stock. And if that doesn't, by the way, if you don't want to track inventory, you can turn that off actually. So you just go to settings here, and then you go to store settings, which is right here. This is store settings, and then see where it says track stock. You can just disable it. But in this case, for this merchant, for this business owner that's selling cookies, they want to track stock because they want to be able to have it show out of stock when it's sold out. But the only thing that occurred here was they had that one chocolate milk out of stock, which kind of threw everything off. Anyhow, that was an issue that was just resolved. So now when I go back to the order online page and I go to chocolate milk, you can see chocolate milk is back in stock and people can order now. So if this ever happens to you, just go through what I just did. Go to your inventory, make sure you have them in stock, which will be here. Make sure it's more than zero. And if it is more than zero, still showing out of stock, then the next step it will be to go straight to items, images, and see if you actually did not mark it out of stock. Okay, again, items, images is right here or right here. Okay, and that's how you double check that. Or if you don't want it to ever track stock, then you can just disable it here. Okay, thank you for your time. Have a good day.